The year is 1849. Penfield is a quiet little farming town, halfway between the infamous Hydesville, New York, and Rochester, New York. The Fox Sisters' proclamation really had very little discussion here until the public investigation in Rochester in November of that year. That first notice, which appeared in the Rochester Daily Register, is as follows. Wonderful phenomena at Corinthian Hall on Wednesday evening, November 14th. The citizens of Rochester will have an opportunity of hearing a full explanation of the nature and history of the mysterious noises, supposed to be supernatural, which have caused so much excitement in this city and other places for the last 2 years. The whole directions in regard to bringing it before the public have been given by these mysterious agencies, and they have promised to give the public an actual demonstration of the sounds so that they may know that they are neither made nor controlled by human beings. Let the citizens of Rochester embrace this opportunity of investigating the whole matter, and see if those engaged in laying it before the public are deceived, or are deceiving others, and if neither, account for these truly wonderful manifestations. After the lecture, a committee of 5 persons may be chosen by the audience to select any respectable and convenient room in the city, where the next day may be devoted to an examination of these manifestations, and report at the next evening's lecture whether there is collusion or deception. Come and investigate. It then became a topic of great debate and conversation here. Several people from Penfield even attended the event at Corinthian Hall.
I did attend this mentioned event the evening of November 14, 1849, at Rochester's Corinthian Hall. It was 25 cents to get in, but worth every penny, for who wouldn't want to be part of something so new and mysterious? I was eager to see if indeed the claims of these young girls were actually true. Mysterious raps from the spirit world? If they weren't true, shame on the promoters who would subject such young girls to such horrible scrutiny. That night, 400 people crowded into the single door at Corinthian Hall. Crowd was everywhere, the long hallway outside in the theater, and up the stairway to the second theater above. The audience faced a raised platform. We had to sit through a number of lectures from invited guests, but finally the demonstrations began. I was a bit taken aback when we discovered that only one of those sisters would be appearing that night. The younger one, I suppose, got a bit of stage fright and decided that she didn't want any part of the proceedings. I couldn't blame her. She was a mere 11 years old. What sort of mother would allow her 11-year-old, or 15-year-old for that matter, to get up in front of a crowd of unruly strangers? Believe me, crowds of the day were known to be quite rambunctious, and this crowd was no exception. They were even rowdier than most, given the circumstances of the event. Most were there to ridicule or expose deception. I was there out of complete curiosity. Maggie Fox approached the stage. She was a dark-haired girl, not too much younger than me, and she wore a soft blue dress. She was unassuming, and there were absolutely no hints of theatrical applications. Sure enough, no sooner did she take the stage when the mysterious rappings began to project throughout the entire hall, much to the great surprise of those who came to persecute. The noise continued for a full hour. I have never experienced any such thing in my life. At the end of that evening's demonstrations, we, the audience, were asked to delegate 5 men to inquire further into this matter of spiritual communication. The poor young girls were subjected to 3 nights of intensive inquiry by 3 separate committees of men, may I add, who picked, bound, prodded, and manipulated them, only to declare at the end that they were absolved of any fraudulent behavior. I certainly believe their gift was real. I was there, and I would surely throw myself over the great Genesee Falls if I am not telling you all the truth.